Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Law Chats with John and Amy. I'm John Yulian.
And I'm Amy Poliakpo. This week's question is, what is a parenting app?
That's a great question, Amy, and I'm glad we get a chance to talk about it because it's coming up quite often in parenting cases, divorce cases, um, and you'll see many orders refer to parenting apps, and that the parties are supposed to use these parenting apps. Two common ones are My Family Wizard and
Our family
uh,
wizard.
Our Family Wizard, excuse me, and App Close are the two common ones you'll see referenced in court orders. Um, and the reason they come up in court orders is because the judge, wants to have it that the parties communicate about the kids through these apps so that there's not multiple forms of communication, emails, texts, all these different forms of communication. It's easy for the parties to know this is where we're going to go for any communications regarding the children. It keeps things more civil between the parties. So oftentimes parties don't need it, but if there's a lot of conflict between the parties, these are great resources, and the court order or maybe an agreement between the parties will specify this is what they're going to use um, either after their divorce or during their divorce. Amy, can you speak about the features of sort of these parenting apps?
Yeah, sure. So to start off, our family wizard does charge a fee, but AppClose is currently free. And so I think the judges right now are leaning more towards recommending that one just for that reason. But so they each have different features, and some of the most common ones are a system for tracking your text messages. So you both have a record of everything that has happened in terms of communication back and forth. So someone can't say, no, you never responded or whatever. You have the log. Um, there's a shared calendar on there, so you can put your parenting time, but also your kids' schedules or back to school night or doctor's appointments. So everyone has all of the information all at once. There's an expense tracker, so you can say, hey, I paid for soccer and it cost $50. You owe me 25, and it will reconcile the math for you guys if the other parents all paid for piano lessons and those were 75. It also has document storage. So if you get a report card, you can snap a picture, upload it so that both cards have access to it, or you're at a doctor's appointment and you get records or whatever, those can all go up there as well, so that both parties just have access to all the documents, all the schedule. And then they're rolling out new features too. One of them has an AI tone meter. So if you're going to send that text message and you're mad, it'll maybe check you to say, hey, this is coming off a little aggressive. Maybe you might want to reconsider. Here's maybe how I would reword it. So we haven't had any clients really come back to us and say like they've experienced with that yet. So we don't know how it's working for people. But that is a new feature that some of these are rolling out to just try and keep the communication as productive as possible, and to keep it all in one place. So if anything does come up, judge can review it all in the same place. So yeah, they're just another tool to help co-parents really.
And so if you are not familiar with either of these apps, and there's other ones also, these are the two most common we see utilized. Go and check them out and get familiar with them because it is a great resource, so that you have an app that can deal with all the communications between you and your spouse or the other parent, and not have to deal with multiple forms of communication. Amy, I think that's a great place to finish up today.
Thanks for joining Law Chats with John and Amy. We look forward to chatting with you again next time.
If you have a question or comment, feel free to email us at info@yulianlaw.com. Remember that Law Chats with John and Amy is intended as a general reference and considered general advertising, and listeners should check for changes to any applicable laws and consult with an attorney on any legal issue. The information provided does not constitute legal advice, and any thoughts or commentary by the podcasting lawyers is provided as a service to the community and does not constitute solicitation of legal advice. The lawyers in the law firm of Yulian & Associates PC make no warranties and disclaim all liabilities for damages resulting from its use. Nothing provided in the podcast should be considered a substitute for advice from counsel. No attorney-client relationship is formed by listening or participating in this podcast, and in the event that the podcast receives emails about the subject matter, no attorney-client relationship is created via the email communication.